Our schedule doesn't change dramatically during the summer. We still have a lot going on. We want the summer to be special. We want to do things during the summer so the kids look forward to it. We want to do things during the summer that we don't normally do during the regular school year when they have to be up, and we want them really well rested and all those things so that they have a productive day at school. I saw this somewhere. Kids will never remember the gifts that you gave them, the presents they got, but they'll always remember the experiences that they have.
Welcome back to the Slayer Day podcast. Today we're doing a very special edition of the Slayer Day podcast, travel edition. So Jarrod Glandt, welcome to the Slayer Day podcast.
Very special guest, Jarrod Glandt in the house.
So as you ladies know, we are talking all things hot summer productivity, and we're talking schedules, we're talking routines. All the mamas out there know that summer doesn't happen by accident when you're trying to plan travel and vacations and all of the special activities. So we are diving in today to the 5 summer habits and routines that you want to make sure that you have the entire family clued in on so you can have the best summer ever. And this is also, you can watch this with your spouse because we're going to get the mom and dad edition.
Team sport. It's a team sport.
All right. So this episode is our summer family operating system. Let's go. All right. The first tip that we want to share with you guys, you know that we do this on January 1st. We plan out our entire year. If you haven't checked out that video, the sexy calendar planning video, go check that out now. But the first thing that we want to share with you is calendar first always, and everything else second. And I want you to actually explain how this helps support you and what you're doing from your perspective, and then I'll share mine.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we have, the calendar controls life and meetings, travel, days off, kids' days off, like just the calendar controls everything. And so for us, our calendar is a pretty core central part of our relationship. And so, when you go into the summer, obviously the kids are out of school. We still have them doing plenty, but the kids are out of school, and you want to make sure that between your schedule and theirs that, the summer's fun and it's memorable and you get to do things. I mean, like if you just think back when you were growing up, like the summers were magical, days back in my day, there was no internet. And, we didn't have a lot to do. So it was like the fun adventure of, creating activities and things to do while your parents were working and all this fun stuff. And so for me, the summers were, something to really look forward to. And so we just want to make sure that for our kids, we're creating those same experiences and memories. And so it all starts with the calendar so you can plan everything out. If you don't plan for your summer to happen, then summer just kind of goes by and you end up not doing a lot of things that you really wanted to do.
That's right. And then September is going to be here before you know it. And it flies by and you're like, what did we even do this summer? So what you're going to do is you're going to sit down, do this now in June, and plan out everything. And the best thing that I would say, especially for the working moms, is like, what is the time? We're going to get into this in a moment, but what is the time that you're working? What is the time that you're with the kids? Are they in camp? Are you planning vacations? Like, put that all on the calendar now, and then you're going to have so much more freedom. So schedule this out, get on the same page with your spouse. Maybe they can help support you if they are also working. Then again, we're going to get into this in, a couple tips here, but like, what other support do you need? But the best thing ever, ladies, is check out the Hot Mom Productivity Summer Guide that I've dropped for you, because you'll learn how to really just hone in about 60 minutes or less on how to move the ball forward with the needle moving activities that you need to move the business forward, plug in your team, get in those automations and systems, and then get back to having fun.
Well, like just as an example here, we're here in the Jersey Shore, which is Sandy's summertime nostalgia place that she likes to visit. And while we're here, I'm doing work. I'm carving out like an hour every day to just keep up on everything that I have going on. And we're obviously shooting this podcast here. So we're trying to find ways to multitask and get the most out of the time that we do have, not just for our business, but with our family on our trips.
Yeah, well, that actually takes us into tip number 2.
Are we going to write off the Europe trip too? Are we going to do a podcast there?
Maybe. Let's
should
see.
definitely
Stay
do
tuned.
that.
So our second tip that I have for you, which blends perfectly into this topic of conversation, is get the work blocks scheduled that protect your family time. Another big thing is, like, if you are working, like, let's say a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 6, like Jarrod is working for himself when he's not on vacation.
Or like a 9 to 8:30 to 7:30, 6 days a week.
Okay, so how are you structuring the focus hours? And this is more so for the women that you have your own business, you're running the kids, the business, the home, and all the things in between. What are you doing in those productive hours? But the work blocks and knowing when those are. Maybe for you, it's when the kids are taking a nap. Maybe it's when you get them set up for lunchtime and you have a little bit of a 30-minute window there. Find that time now. I know, ladies, it's not always going to be the same because no day is ever the same, but you're going to go in with a game plan, set yourself up for success, and know those pockets. Again, if you can plan this out at the beginning of the week, you'll be able to go in with a clear set game plan and know when those breaks are for you, that you can really get that 30 to 60 minutes a day and batch as much as you can, get your team supporting you as much as you can during the summertime, and also relay that time to your team so they know when you're on, so you can have that communication when you are on, and then they can kind of handle the things going on in the business when you're not on and the business is still running and going and operating.
And you know, like, I think it's important that also you have, when you have this time blocked out and you've got your work time and then you've got your, like, your family time, is that you got to leave one and go to the other, right? Like, you know, the purpose of having the block is that you are allocating time to get stuff done, and then when you are supposed to be with the family, then you be with your family. Like, I've done an amazing job on this trip of not being on my phone all the time and doing all that, but I'm up earlier than everybody else and I do it all in the morning. And so it's like, you want to pick these times where, like, you know, if the kids are showering and getting ready for bed and they're laying in bed watching a movie at night, like, maybe you get 45 minutes of email or whatever in there, but just, like, try to be smart with how you're allocating your time and don't put work blocks, like, in the middle of the day when you could be doing a bunch of stuff. I know it sounds simple, but, like, the other thing is, like, I've been really intentional about, like, not being on my phone when I'm with my kids. Like, you know, I'm on my phone in the morning, I'm on my phone in the evening, checking emails, end of day, reporting and all that stuff.
Good. Okay. The third tip that we want to share with you is the summer childcare strategy. So ideally you have this
leave them with grandma.
Ideally you have this planned out before you even get into June. But what does this look like? Is it the grandparents? Is it camp? Is it some kind of babysitter, nanny? You have to know what this looks like so you can get this time in. And by the way, when you have childcare, this is not the time to clean the home, do the laundry, all these other tasks. This is your dedicated work time. So set the time aside to do that, whether it's for an hour or 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever that time is. But you have to have the dedicated time. Otherwise, it will never get done. The kids will be back home. And then now the dishes need to get done, the laundry needs to get done, and the kids want to go to the park. So really figure out what this summer childcare strategy is, how long it's for, and what are you doing with the time that you have.
And, you know, I never went to summer camp or summer school or anything like that.
My parents shipped me off to horseback riding camp a few states away.
You know, like, it was always just like, okay, hey, you know, you and your brother keep yourselves busy while we're at work and, you know, stay out of trouble. And, you know, for us, you know, we do want our kids, like, learning during the summer. It's important for us that both of our kids are ahead and they're not falling behind in school. And we want them to, you know, since we do homeschool, like, I'd love my kids to graduate like 2 years early. It's very ambitious, but you know, in order to do that, then they need to use the summer to get ahead. So, like, we have, not only do we have camp time carved out, we have trips carved out, but we also have, like, learning camp, like, not camp where they go and do activities all day. That's nice and fun, and it keeps them entertained.
1 hour. They have 1 hour 2 times a week.
Yeah.
That they're going to be doing a tutoring program. The other thing that I want to say is every single hour, if you don't, because I know that there's some women that are going to say, I don't have a nanny, I don't have family help, I don't have any help and support. What I'll tell you is this. Find those pockets where, again, the kids are napping, the lunchtime, where everything also doesn't have to be planned every second of the day, but you can set them up with activities. You can also do a neighbor swap. You can do a mom swap where one, you know, a mom friend takes the kids, play dates, where you can switch for an hour, you know, each for the day. there's ways to make it happen. If you're not doing camps or have family around, I promise you it's possible. And if you have kids that are different ages, different stages, then you are juggling, different times, different nap times or camp times, pickup times, things like that. The best thing that you can do is literally get an entire calendar of what the schedule looks like of everything, the camps, the naps, the lunch times, and figure out what goes where each day so you can use that time strategically.
And it probably seems like a lot, but some people say, I don't want to live my life so regimented, but unfortunately, when you have a lot to get done and you have a lot going on and maybe you don't have a lot of support or whatever, like it's everything, because it makes sure that you get what you need to get done, whether that's professionally or personally with your family.
Yeah. Well, the next one's fun. The next one's a really fun one that we want to share with you guys. So our fourth tip that we have for you is creating core memories on purpose. And you talked about this a little bit, but I think that there's women that I see go one of two ways, and it's either they're just operating the summertime, like the kids are in school and they don't ever take time off to take a vacation or to slow down and go to the beach and unplug, or they're so in summertime and they're not doing any work at all, and then summer comes around and they're just making up for all this lost time. Lucky for you, I have a guide for this, and you can check out how to move your business forward strategically in just 60 minutes a day, in 1 hour a day, and have fun and get to the beach and do all the things that you love to do to make these core memories. What I don't want you ladies to do is look back and miss an entire summer with your kids because you were stuck to your computer. So you're going to get in there, you're going to do what you got to do, and you're going to get out and you're going to get to the beach or the park and make those core memories. Because I look back, we were actually looking back at the photos of the kids from even a year or two ago, and we're like, how does time fly by so fast? So enjoy the memories, make them, soak up the time that you have, because it flies by so fast.
And it doesn't, you don't have to overthink it either. Like, what the kids love doing is they love doing like night fishing at our house. We'll fish off our dock at night. We'll stay up night swimming. They love night swimming. They like to go for walks. They like to stay up late and watch movies. Like, it's things that, our schedule doesn't change dramatically during the summer. We still have a lot going on, but we want the summer to be special. And it's like, we want to do things during the summer so the kids look forward to it. We want to do things during the summer that we don't normally do during the regular school year when they have to be up, and we want them really well rested and all those things so that they have a productive day at school. So we just find these little easy things to do. We'll just go out and get ice cream during the week, or real simple things, but they just start creating these little memories that the kids have of how much fun it is during the summer and how much fun you made it. And I saw this somewhere, but they were talking about how, kids will never remember the gifts that you gave them, the presents they got, but they'll always remember the experiences that they have. And it's so true. Like, I remember that we used to go on these little weekend family trips to the river, the Colorado River, and we'd go and we'd ride. We'd leave, like, my dad would pick me up early from school on Fridays, or from, it was called ESS. It was like a little summer activity thing. Okay. And then he'd pick me up early, and then we'd go and we'd ride jet skis and take the boat out and do all this stuff over the weekend. And it was like, 2-hour drive away. It was like easy to get to. And I always have the best memories of exploring and doing, just fun kid stuff. And so we want to make sure that we're creating all those opportunities for our boys, not just to do the fun things like the trips and the things that like we're doing now and going places, but also the simple, easy things that are cost effective and core memory effective.
I saw a dad on Instagram. I would shout him out if I knew his Instagram handle. And he literally, he does these hilarious videos, and he's like, parenting is literally just good marketing. He's like, tell your kids you're going to get in the car and you're going to do a cozy blanket donut day. And he's like, throw those kids in the car with some blankets and go get some munchkins, from Dunkin' Donuts. Shout out to Dee Dee. But yeah, it's just like finding things that are like the everyday ordinary activities that you can literally spin into something fun and exciting that makes it even more special. And for the summertime, I don't know where y'all are tuning in from, but there's drive-in movies that you can do. You could even do one of those blow-up, pop-up screens from Amazon and do that in your backyard and do like a movie night under the stars. There's so many things.
One of the greatest things that we ever purchased,
do that.
it was like It was like $100 or maybe 150.
Oh,
but
yes.
it literally is a blow up house that fits into this bag that's
we bought
like
it during COVID.
this big, and you plug it in. It's got a fan. It blows up, and the kids literally will play in it for hours. And it's like they feel like it's somebody's birthday party or something like that. And then now that they're getting older, now they're getting a little bit more reckless with it, and they're having WrestleMania
so
in
much
it,
fun in it,
throwing each other from it into the pool.
It's got a slide, so they'll jump on the bounce house part and they'll slide into the pool. We got this back in 2020.
Yeah.
We got it during COVID in 2020. It's 2026. They use this every day now, again, outside in the backyard, and have so much fun with it. And I think it was like under $200. We'll link it below for you guys. But we actually used it inside during COVID, and now it's outside. They use it in the pool. But little things like this, it could be a bounce house. It could be, the other thing that they love is the icy machine. We bought an icy machine for $50. And we don't do any dyes or colors. We try to stay away from them.
They put those little juices.
We'll do the little juices on top of it. Like you could do, the Honest Company has like, I think it's like strawberry lemonade, grape juice, green apple, and then they can put those over it. And they have little ices at home. They love that with the creamy. Homemade, you love the creamy homemade ice cream. Make it healthy, make it protein, high in protein. What else? What are some of our the popcorn machine. They love the popcorn machine. And I'll tell you a little secret that our little guy Jordy loves. He loves to do a movie night with popcorn and toppings.
So she got this little organizer, like
I'll link this too, ladies.
It's got like 9 different container compartments in it.
It's great for travel.
And she puts a bunch of different little candies in there, and they love it. It's such a treat for them.
Yeah, so we do a movie night, popcorn and toppings, and it's so special for them. And it's like on a Friday, so it's something that usually on Fridays I have a little bit more lax schedule. I call mine Freedom Fridays, so it could be a day I pick them up early from school or camp, depending on the time of year. But these little things make a big difference, and they're like core memories.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would say anything like popcorn machines, ice cream makers, and again, you don't have to spend so much money on them. They do last a long time, I will say.
Yeah.
We even got a fondue maker, which I think we've only used like once or twice, but we just went to the melting pot for graduation.
It's like you chaos, were like,
let's do a melting pot thing at home, and I was like, oh, we actually have a fondue machine. So
they really only like the dessert part at melting pot when they can melt the chocolate, So
little things like that. I'll link all of these below. The bounce house, all these really fun like core memory builders, because in the summertime it's like the perfect time to do it. So number 4 is creating core memories on purpose. All right, number 5, we are going to wrap up today with something that I've talked about so many times on the show. And this is the weekly family CEO meeting. Now, I have to warn you about this because it's something that is so easy to do, but it's also so easy not to do. So make it a habit and get your kids involved, because these are things that I feel like they tend to look forward to doing when you do involve them, and let them have a say, let them have an input, let them decide what they want to do, what they want their special activities to be. I would say you as the parents decide first what it is that you need to have on this. Sunday is typically a good time to have like a Sunday reset to figure out. In my case, I like to do my groceries on Sunday, my grocery order.
What you're going to cook for dinner.
Exactly. What I'm cooking for dinner every single week. But maybe they get to pick like the snacks that they have to, for the week. Maybe they get to pick the activities that they're doing for that weekend or that afternoon. But the CEO meeting, the CEO reset is so, so important. But again, I have to warn you.
Family board meeting.
Yes. It's so easy to do, but it's so easy not to do. I would say start with 30 minutes. Start with 30 minutes of just planning out what you're doing for that week, what you have coming up. If you have travel, your spouse has travel. Also, another thing, I know the moms are going to resonate with this. Every single day, if they're going to a camp, there's like a special activity. It's a special shirt day. It's a special color day. It's a special activity day. You need to send something special to camp. So do this on Sunday for the entire week and figure out what you need for the week, for the camp, for the childcare, whatever it is, because it could be something also as simple as like bathing suits.
Yeah, but you don't want your kid being the loser that shows up to camp without his little treats either.
And didn't have like the stickers for sticker day. So do that on Sunday. Literally, you don't have to spend any more than 30 minutes doing this, and just check all the boxes of what you need for the week, what meals are you making, and what are you doing to make it fun? Because at the end of the day, it's summertime. That's the whole reason we're talking about this right now. And you have to be so intentional about what you're doing, or you're going to get to September. And I mean, we're all going to say this anyway, where did the time go? But at least you'll show up to September with so many memories created.
And that's really the reason for all this, is that, you know, I know for me, like, my dad worked a bunch, but he and my mom both, like, they did really good at, like, trying to make the most of experiences. And, you know, we weren't going on big crazy vacations or anything like that, but they would always find fun things to do for us. And you know, that really is, you know, that's really what the summer is about. It's about creating memories, and that's why you take a little bit of time and try to plan things out and put it together, because the last thing you want to do is look back because life was busy and you just go, oh man, I wish I would have done this differently or that differently. Like, that's one of my biggest fears, is like, I don't want to look back and go, you know, I love my kids so much, and it would kill me to be like, because I didn't plan properly, because I wasn't thinking ahead, because I wasn't being more intentional about how we were going to do our summers together, that I missed, you know, the lifetime's worth of opportunities to create memories that when I'm 85 years old and we're sitting there and we're old and we're on our rocking chairs on our porch.
We have 10X health, so we're going to be healthy, so we're 105. 125.
You know, you don't want to look back and think, man, something that was so easy could have made such a big difference. And so I think really, you know, understanding the why behind all this, your kids deserve it, you deserve it. And you'll be grateful for the rest of your life because of it.
And the nice thing is, it doesn't take a lot of time or money to be able to do this. You can have amazing experiences and do this in your backyard. You don't have to be booking extravagant vacations or travel if you don't want to, right? So just go in and be intentional about it, because even the smallest little adventures that you create, it could be picnics, it could be adventure walks, it could be going to the beach and doing a pizza party on the beach. Like, I actually created a whole list. The kids heard Jarrod and I talking about shooting this today, and Jordy was like, Mom, did you show Dad the list of all the things that we made for summer? And they were so simple. It was like having a bubble party, you know, having a pizza party on the beach. So, like, I would
Nerf
say
gun fights.
Yes, like $50 or less that you, or no money at all, that you could literally spend in creating these beautiful core memories that all of you will remember. And then the kids will look back and be like, remember that time? And that's actually why I love the Jersey Shore so much, is because I have so many beautiful memories here with my family, with my grandparents and cousins. And I'll tell you, it wasn't because we were spending so much money doing any of these activities. It was because of the quality time that we had together, and literally going to the beach and finding shells and painting shells, you know, with my cousins and my brothers. These are things that your kids will absolutely love doing, that don't cost you anything, but the memories will last you guys forever.
For sure.
Yes. So we want to hear what you're doing this summer. Are you traveling? Are you going on any vacations?
Post
Drop
it
below.
in the comments.
Let us know. Also, let us know the activities that you're doing, because we want to know. We will continue to share
We're always
ours
looking
with you.
for this stuff. Like we're always, you know, looking on Instagram and all this. So would love to hear what things you guys are doing and what strategies or activities or hacks that you've developed to make your summers more memorable and more meaningful. So yeah, definitely drop them in the comments below.
That's right. And as always, ladies, make sure you subscribe to the Slay Your Day podcast and send this to another mom friend that could use this episode. Summer is going to go by so fast, and sharing is caring. So send this over to her and give her some of these really fun ideas to do with her kids, because when you share this information, you never know whose day you're making and whose family you are inspiring. So drop this below, share this out to a friend, and we will see you on the next episode of the Slay Your Day podcast.
Slay your
Ladies,
summer.
Make sure you go out and slay your day.